All right, so to start off our class today, the first thing we want to do is actually go to mykw.kw.com. All right, so mykw.kw.com or kw.onelogin.com will allow you to access your myKW platform. So all you'd actually want to do whenever you're signing into your myKW platform is put inside your username, all right, and your password, and that'll let you in immediately. Now, if you ever forget your username or password, there is a forgot password option down here. All right, but that is going to send it back over to your KW.com email. So I just want to give you a heads up on that. That's going to send it to your KW.com email. All right, so if you ever do need to reset your password and you can't get inside or anything of that sort, all right, please feel free to call KW support, all right, because they can actually reset your password for your myKW platform. All right, but they have to hear from the agent in order to do so. All right, now the next thing we're going to see, and this might potentially pop up, is going to be your app home screen. So if this does pop up for you, just click on the KW Intranet option. That'll automatically take you over to your myKW platform. Now these are just all the different apps that are linked up with one login that you could access immediately just from your myKW login. All right, so this is going to take me directly over to my KW Intranet or my myKW homepage. All right, so this is what the mykw.kw.com homepage is going to look like for you. All right, so as you can see, we happen to have our eEdge control panel, which is going to be the main location that we'll actually want to access all of our different eEdge tools, like our marketing pieces, as we can see up here. We can access our database. All right, we can even send out emails. We can access our .loop account. All right, so we have a bunch of different options that are available just inside this eEdge control panel. All right, at the top left up here, we actually have our profile and how you can get that up to 100%. Now this profile will not only display over on KW.com when searching for an agent, but it'll also display back over here when other agents are looking for an agent themselves. All right, so say for instance you happen to have a brand new seller that's selling their home and they're moving across the country. All right, so maybe you want to refer them out to another KW agent as a buyer, obviously. All right, so in this case you can actually search for different agents inside the KW network. Now right below all this, we also happen to have our production. Now, one thing to note, you can view your production on here. It's only going to view a couple items, but you can view an overview of your production, but you have to have Flash installed. All right, so as you can see on here, it says this site uses a plugin that may slow Firefox, but we have to use Adobe Flash. All right, so if that ever pops up, I'm just going to allow and remember, and then it should display immediately for everything. All right, and for the person that just came on, this might help you out. There you go. All right, so now we can actually see all of our production trends for the month. All right, now if you notice, even though it is December 5th, we still only have October on here, so November has not launched quite yet. All right, so once November launches, then we can actually see our production trends for the past 12 months from December 2016 all the way through November 2017. All right, but we can actually see how many contracts written versus how many contracts closed we've done each month. We can view our cap status as well and our GCI, or in addition to that, when your anniversary date is for your cap status. All right, and then just a couple different ratios over here. Listings closed versus listings written. All right, sales closed versus sales written, or listings closed versus contracts closed. Now, this is just a very basic overview of your reports that you'll just see right on your homepage. Now, if you want even more detailed reports, there is a View Full Report option up here where you can view this 24/7. All right, and it'll update a little bit quicker than what you're seeing on the homepage too. All right, so if you want to view your reports, even more detailed ones, check out that View Full Reports option. All right, so a quick overview of this eEdge control panel. I know we chatted about it very quickly a second ago, but let me go ahead and discuss all 6 of these items on here. All right, because this is probably going to be a main focal point you'll want to take a look at or check out. All right, so the top left up here we have My Leads. The My Leads section is going to be a culmination of all of your new leads that have come over to the myKW platform. All right, whether they're coming from the KW app, or they're coming from your profile, from your eEdge website, your Playster website. All right, however someone may contact you, this is how the leads are going to come through. Now, you can also add new leads as well via the My Contacts section. And in fact, you can click this plus sign on here and go to Add New Contacts in case you ever want to create a brand new contact. Now, you can categorize those contacts as leads, so they would automatically display in the My Leads section as well. All right, or of course, you can just add inside a contact by itself. All right, so if anyone ever says add them to your database, this is what they're talking about. Now, in order to add a contact, you need 3 items each time. All right, you need a first name, you need a last name, and you need some type of contact, whether it's going to be an email, a profile, or sorry, not profile, an email, a phone number, or an address. All right, and obviously it can be more than that as well. All right, it doesn't just have to be, those items on here. All right, so we're going to talk about how to add a contact in a second. All right, then we also happen to have the My Marketing section. All right, so under the My Marketing section on here, all right, this is where you can actually access all of your different marketing pieces. All right, so whether you want to create different marketing materials like email or print marketing pieces, all right, or you want to work on your different campaigns, whether it's email, print, or a combo of them. All right, you have both of those options available on here. Now for email marketing, you are able to send out 5,000 emails a month. All right, so 5,000 emails each month you can actually send out. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. And you can have 15,000 contacts inside your database as well. All right, so those are the 2 options that are available for you. All right, now there are other items down here as well, but these are the 2 big items I usually suggest focusing on in the My Marketing section, is create marketing materials and manage and create campaigns. Now below that, we have the My Email section. All right, this is going to be your eEdge email address. All right, the eEdge email is going to basically be, your email that you'll send out from this platform. So whenever you actually send out any type of marketing piece or marketing campaign, it's going to come from that email address. But when someone replies to it, it can actually go to a different email instead. All right, we're going to show you how to update that later on too. All right, so not a lot of people will use their eEdge email except obviously just to send out marketing pieces. All right, but they'll mainly use a different email address as their primary one. Now, if your office does use .loop, which a good amount of offices do, you'll have the Start My Transactions option up here at the top right. All right, so once you click on Start My Transactions, that'll take you over to your .loop account immediately. All right, this is where you can create a listing or a buyer loop, right, or just a loop in general, all right, in case you happen to have any new transactions. All right, so maybe you happen to have a new buyer and you want to put an offer on a home, or you have a new seller and you just want to send out different listing contracts to them. All right, this is where you can actually access everything. .loop is going to be your transaction portal. All right, and the good part about it is you'll have the premium version for free as a Keller Williams agent. All right, and everything is online. Now you can obviously scan inside documents or you can upload PDFs to documents, but you can also send out emails for your clients to just open up that email and click on it to sign right away. All right, so that's the good part about this. All right, then of course below that we also have My Action Plans. If you're like me and you like to have tasks that you need to do each day, then action plans might be for you. It'll actually give you an idea of the different tasks that are available, all right, and you can actually create your own task as well, whether you have a new buyer, new seller, new open house coming up, just sold, all right, whatever it might be of what you need to do. All right, so that's kind of the eEdge control panel just in a very brief nutshell. Now, one other thing you might want to take a look at later on is the My Market Center intranet. All right, this My Market Center intranet on here, all right, is actually going to be, in this particular case, for your office only. All right, so if we're looking on this, if I clicked on this, then this would actually be for Lori Godfrey's office over in the Vancouver Market Center, number 513. All right, so this is going to be linked up with your office, and it's going to display your office calendar. It's going to display different documents your office may have uploaded. All right, you can even display other posts that your office colleagues or other associates or agents have posted out as well, whether for new listings, for referrals, just sold, open houses, whatever it might be. All right, so this is basically just an internal Facebook group just for you guys at your office. All right, so no one else will see that. So if you're in a different office outside of 513, I wouldn't be able to see what you're posting. All right, but if you're in the 513 office, then once you click on this, you can view everything that Lori's posted out as well. All right, so that's kind of the eEdge control panel in a very brief nutshell. All right, now the next thing I would definitely suggest taking a look at later on is hovering over education and going to KW Connect. All right, KW Connect is a fantastic place where you can actually view a bunch of different training opportunities. You can view previous podcasts, previous webinars. You can download documents. It's basically a social media site just for Keller Williams agents. All right, it's a great place for learning and connecting. All right, so I'm going to open this up real quick in a new tab so we can take a look at it. All right, and this is the quickest way to get into KW Connect as well. All right, so once we're inside KW Connect on here, as you can see, we can take a look, and here's a different search option where we can search for courses, videos, users, and as it says, so much more. We can view different videos that have actually been posted out on here as well from different associates or different market centers. All right, and then if we scroll all the way back up, we can actually view at the top up here, see different membership opportunities. We can view our calendar for our office, view different resources that are available. We can ask agents questions. All right, we can ask Kelly as well, the new AI software that's coming out. We can view featured shows, or if you're looking for the CGI calculator, that'll be under the growth option on here. So it'll be right under that growth option. All right, and as you can see, we have Career Growth Initiative on here. All right, so that's something that you'll have to get from your office directly. All right, so I just want to show you how you can access KW Connect, because a lot of people will typically try to go to kwconnect.com, and this is the quickest way to get into it. All right, that way you don't have to log into anything. Now, one other thing I would definitely suggest taking a look at as well is under the Marketing tab. All right, under Marketing on here, you're going to have Logos and Graphics and Business Basics. All right, Logos and Graphics on here is where you can actually go through and view all of your different Market Center logos or just different KW logos that are available to utilize. All right, so if you need to get a new KW logo or if you want to find your Market Center logo, it might be available on here. Now, Business Basics is exactly what it sounds like. It's very basic, and it's just going to be different marketing items. The biggest item that's under Business Basics is going to be letterhead. All right, it'll come in a Word document, and it's going to have KW letterhead that you can utilize. All right, so I always tell people, check out Business Basics just for the letterhead. It's only going to have 4 different marketing pieces on there, but the letterhead is the main one to check out. Now, under Technology, though, since this is a technology class, obviously we talk about this one, there are a couple different things I would suggest taking a look at. All right, number one would be the KW Websites option. All right, under KW Websites, this is going to be your new Place Your Website and how you can get into the back end. All right, so in order to get a Place Your Website, 2 things need to be done. I'm going to open this up in a new tab real quick. All right, one, you have to have a KW.com email, and we're going to show you where to access that in a second. And 2, your office needs to add your MLS ID, all right, the ID that's given to you from the multiple listing services, all right, your board, to the back end of your myKW account. All right, so once it's added to the back end of your myKW account, then your Place Your Site will launch, all right, usually 24 hours later. Now, if you click on KW Websites, this is where you can view your KW agent website. All right, and it'll have a little description about it as well. But then down here, we're going to see your new website is ready. Go to my website. Now, if it has that button on there, then that means that your website is launched and you're all good to go. All right, you can use that site immediately. Now, if it says that it's still being launched, all right, or still being created is what it'll typically say, all right, that means that either your KW.com email is not available, all right, you haven't set it up quite yet, all right, or your MLS ID has not been added to the back end of your myKW account. All right, those are the 2 big things that you'll want to take a look at. All right, now we do have a class on Placer every Wednesday, so tomorrow we'll have a class on Placer 201 of how you can actually take your Placer site to the next level now that you've gotten it all set up. All right, so that's how you can find your Placer site under KW Websites. All right, but then we're going to have KWLS on here. And when you click on KWLS, it's going to open up a brand new tab or a brand new window. So in my case, it opens up a brand new window, which is typically what it'll do. Now, the KWLS stands for the Keller-Williams Listing System. All right, whenever you happen to have a brand new listing, you'll want to add your listing into the KWLS as soon as possible. All right, so you want to make sure it's active and accepted. As you can see, she has active listings on here as soon as possible. Now, the main reason for that is because whenever you actually add a listing to the KWLS, it'll automatically push out to Zillow, Trulia, and a bunch of other websites. All right, Zillow and Trulia obviously being the top 2 everyone always asks about. All right, so obviously from your MLS, those listings will push out to Realtor.com. All right, but the KWLS will push out to Zillow and Trulia. All right, now if you happen to have this option down here on your KWLS that says single point of entry and then List Hub enabled, just make sure there's a check inside that box for List Hub enabled. All right, that'll automatically syndicate those listings from the MLS over to your KWLS. So you're basically it's a terrible analogy, or metaphor, but you're basically killing 2 birds with 1 stone. All right, because in this case, you're adding into 1 location, it's going to 2 locations. All right, so if you happen to have this option on here, this is an add-on feature that market centers will have to pay for. But if your market center has paid for this, then feel free to put a check inside that box. All right, then you'll be all good to go. All right, now if you don't happen to have this, some offices do have something called single entry listing, which will be very similar in this case. All right, so if you happen to have single entry listing, then that'll be basically the exact same as List Hub, where it'll automatically push over to the KWLS2. Now, if your market center does not have single entry listing or List Hub, you can always create a listing up here at the very top. All right, so you can always create that brand new listing. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right, so we want to make sure our listing's inside the KWLS and active and accepted as soon as possible. All right, so I'm going to click the X button on here real quick. All right, so that was the KWLS on there. Now, the next thing we're going to see down is KW email, but before that, if you ever want to change your myKW password, all right, so if you ever want to change your myKW password on here, all right, this is where you can actually click on Change Password to change that immediately. All right, so just to give you a heads up. All right, now above that, though, we happen to have our KW email option on here. All right, so for the KW email, this is where you can actually set up your KW.com email. All right, so pretty simple. All right, so once I click on KW email, here we go. All right, then this is going to take us to our KW Google Apps for Business email. Now, the KW Google Apps for Business email basically just means that this is going to be your KW.com email, but you're going to use it by going to gmail.com directly. All right, so that's what this basically means, is you'll go to gmail.com instead. All right, so with that being said on here, if you already have this set up, you click that sign up option to see exactly what that KW.com email may be. All right, so I'm going to click on sign up real quick just to get an idea as to what that KW.com email is. There we go. Now, when we click on this, it should let you know what your primary email account is if you happen to have one set up. Now, if you don't have one set up, no worries. All right, in this case, you can actually go through. All right, you can set up your own KW.com email immediately. It'll actually give you options of what's available if you want to use your first and last name. All right, or you can actually override that and set up a personal one as well. All right, you can actually personalize it. All right, now if yours is set up on here, though, you can actually view what your KW.com email is. All right, and then of course there's one link on here where you can actually edit this even further. All right, so if you do wish to go through and actually change the password for the KW.com email, this is where you can access everything immediately. All right, so I just want to give you guys a heads up about that. All right, so if I click on Edit Email Accounts, for instance, then this is where I can view, here's my main email, and if I happen to have any alias emails, we can see if that is set up on here. We can see if our email is currently forwarding, which hers is currently forwarding to another email address. All right, and then you can even set up a brand new password for this. All right, so if you ever forget your password or if you need to update it, anything of that sort, this is where you can go through and change that out immediately. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that one. All right, now in order to sign into this KW.com email, it's actually pretty simple. All right, all we'll need to do in this case is go to gmail.com. All right, so I'm currently on gmail.com on here. All right, and then once we're on gmail.com, all right, we'll just click the sign in option at the top right, like we're signing into a Gmail account basically. All right, but instead of putting inside a Gmail account, we're going to put inside our KW.com email. All right, so this is literally the exact same as a Gmail account, which is the good part. All right, and this won't pop up. That's an additional plugin I have on mine. Sorry about that. But as you can see, it's going to be pretty much identical to a Gmail account, except now when you send out an email, it's going to send from KW.com instead. So if you want to add this over to your phone, if you want to add it to your tablet, if you want to add it to Outlook, if you want to add it to Mac Mail, whatever it might be, all right, you're going to add it the exact same way that you'd add a Gmail account. But the cool part about this, and I forgot to tell you guys, is you actually get 30 gigabytes of online storage because it's technically a Google Apps account or a G Suite account instead of the normal 15 that you would get with a Gmail account. All right, so you're going to have more online storage. So that means you can have more emails saved. You can go to Google Drive and add more documents, more images, more video files, audio files, whatever it might be. All right, so it's pretty cool how that's all fixed up on here. All right, so that's just a basic overview of your KW.com email as well. All right, now I do want to get back over to the myKW homepage. Now to get back to the homepage, in this particular case, if you ever see this black bar up here at the top, you can always click the myKW logo, and that'll take you directly back over to that myKW homepage. All right, if you want to stay on the page that you're on and go back to the home page, you can always click on the home option, because this will open up typically a brand new tab or potentially a brand new window depending on your web browser. All right, or tried and true method. Remember, you can always just type inside mykw.kw.com in the web browser. All right. Now, once you're back on here, if you want to get your profile up to 100%, all right, you want to make sure that's set up properly, then you can always click on that profile option over here to make sure this is up and running correctly. Now, once again, this will display not only on KW.com when people are searching for an agent, but also in this Find an Agent section for referrals as well. All right, so I'm going to click on that profile option so I can view all this immediately. All right. So once I click on profile, it is going to take me over to our contact information comparison page. All right, so the contact information comparison page, which is basically 4 items on here. All right, the first thing we're going to see is the myKW info for the white pages. Now, a lot of people will think this is where you want to update everything that will display to get your profile up to 100%. And this has almost everything, but not everything needed. All right, so we're going to skip over that. The My Leads section is really just for your app nowadays. All right, so we don't need to worry about that right now. We're going to talk about that in a second. All right, the other option on here, all right, is My Referrals. All right, and that's going to have everything you'll need to get up to 100%, so that's what you really want to focus on. All right, and then the IDX management section over here is for your WolfNet IDX, or basically how people can create accounts on your KW app. All right, so we definitely want to make sure that's set up, but chat with your office, because each board is different as far as what happens for the IDX on here. All right, so I'm going to click on that Edit option under Other My Referrals. All right, it looks like it's going to pop up now. So let me zoom in real quick, make it a little bit easier to see. There we go. All right, so I'm not going to go through everything you'll need to get up to 100%, but I am going to talk about the top items that I would highly suggest adding inside. All right, because obviously if you look at this on here, you can kind of see what is needed to get up to 100%. All right, but some of the big items I would suggest adding inside. One, I would suggest adding in as many specialties as you have. All right, now these are going to display in a straight line, so putting a comma and a space between each specialty is going to make your life a lot easier. All right, so always add inside the specialties because this will display on KW.com when people are searching for an agent, so you really want to stand out. All right, same with the designations on here. These will display in a straight line next to your name, so make sure there's a comma and a space. Now, you can obviously use designations outside of real estate too, so if you happen to have a degree or a certification, feel free to put that on here. You never know why someone's going to contact you. Now, whenever you are updating your profile, save this for the very end, the city service areas, because if you click on this, it's going to take you over to another page, but it won't open a new tab or new window. All right, so everything you would have just updated would have been lost unless you click that save option. Now, this is very crucial, though, because these cities that are on here, this is probably the number one important thing, these cities that are on here are how people can actually search for you. So if I search for an agent over in Cornelius, all right, Lori's going to have a chance of popping up because she specifies this is a city or service area that she works within. All right, so make sure you add inside as many cities as possible. All right, same thing with languages. If you speak another language, that's just going to help you out in case someone is searching for someone that speaks that language. Now, if you're on a PC, hold down the Control button before you click on anything. And if you're on a Mac, hold down the Command option before you click on another language to make sure you select both languages. Now, if you want to be found over inside the agent referral section, you do need to add inside referral notes too. So make sure you add something inside here, even if it's something as generic as, yes, I accept referrals, please contact for more information. All right, just to kind of keep it, generic's not really a good way, but just vague is probably the better one. So that way you can keep it open-ended in case they want to send you a referral. All right, but you do need something in referral notes in order to get not only up to 100%, but also display over inside the referral section for KW agents. Now, your headshot is very crucial. This is going to account for 10%, which is the highest percentage on your profile. But if you don't put anything on here, it's going to say camera shy. All right, so make sure that you add inside a headshot on here, because I know just from personal experience, if I see someone's profile and they don't have a headshot on there, I'm going to skip over them immediately. All right, I'm going to go to someone that does have a headshot. All right, so make sure you add inside that headshot right away. All right, if you do want to change your username, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, one of the bigger items down here, you have business, home, and mobile phone. I always tell agents you have to have business and mobile in order to get up to 100%, but I always say put inside a direct line of contact. All right, and the reason for that is on your KW.com agent profile, all right, you're actually going to automatically have the office phone number on there, and there's no way to take that down. All right, so having 2 out of the 3 numbers go directly back to you is fantastic, because I want to make sure people are contacting you directly and not the office. I want to make sure you're getting those leads. All right, so make sure you put inside a direct line of contact on here. All right, scrolling down even further, you have your bio. Now, this bio is very, very crucial because this is one of the biggest places where you can actually sell yourself. All right, so I'm going to put it over inside our little chat section on here of how you can actually view her profile in case you want to take a look at what her bio looks like. She's done a fantastic job. There we go. All right, so I just sent that over for you guys to take a look at in case you want to. All right, I usually suggest 1 to 3 paragraphs. All right, that'll give you an idea as to maybe why they should choose you. All right, why you became a real estate agent. If you're an experienced agent, what you've done previously as a realtor. All right, and if you do need help with tips on there, we also have bio tips that can be found on our website as well, and I just sent over that link too. All right, now another biggie on here is this display URL. It's not part of 100%, but if you don't put anything inside for the display URL, you will not display on KW.com when someone searches for an agent. So make sure you put inside something on here. All right, I usually suggest putting inside your first name hyphen last name, because that'll be the best thing possible for SEO or search engine optimization. Basically how you're found on all the different search engines, including, in this case, Google, Bing, everything of that sort, usually Google. All right. Now, if we scroll down even further, the last really big item on here you want to make sure you take a look at is display profile on KW.com. All right, make sure that says yes. All right, so make sure that says yes on here. All right, because that'll allow you to actually display on KW.com properly. All right, and then once you click that save option, it's going to look kind of funky whenever you click the save button. So I just want to give you a heads up. All right, but once you click save, it's going to have a red exclamation point looking like you did something incorrectly. All right, but then once you do that, it'll say associate information successfully saved on here. All right, so it's kind of strange how it does that. All right, so I'm going to X out of this real quick. All right, now I'm going to get back over to our myKW homepage. So since there's nothing at the top up here, remember, always just type in mykw.kw.com and you'll go directly back over that homepage. All right, and once we're back over on the homepage on here, all right, then the next thing I want to take a look at is to click the plus sign of my marketing and go to Manage eAgency website. Now, this is your old school website that was technically supposed to retire at the end of last year, at the end of 2016. It's supposed to retire pretty much any day now, is what it feels like. But this is where you can access your app. So I always tell agents, think of eAgency with a capital A as in app. Right? I always like to use that little weird acronym, I guess. I don't know if acronym's the correct word for it, but I'm going to go with it anyway. All right, so this is where you can actually view all of your app info. So in case you ever want to update your app, all right, the first place to take a look at would be under the 1.0, 1.2 section. All right, I clicked on that pretty quickly because, well, obviously this is the fast-paced class, but more importantly, it'll actually highlight it for you too. All right, so 1.0 and then 1.2 on here. All right, now this is where you can actually go through, all right, and update your name that displays on the app. So you can update your display name. Or you can update your email address that people can contact you back on the app too. All right, and then more importantly, you can also update your phone number that'll display when someone tries to call or text you. All right, so once again, agent display name on here, email address, and phone number. Not mobile phone, but phone number are the main ones to take a look at. All right, and that's where you can actually go through and update your name that'll display on the app, your email address that people can email, and your phone number that they can call or text. All right, so definitely take a look at that. Now, everything else on here that has a red asterisk will need to be filled out as well, just for you to save this, with the exception of designations. All right, so if you guys ever want to update this, don't worry about designations. You can just leave it as is. All right, now the next thing that you'll probably want to update on the app would be under 2.0 and then 2.4 for this edit site info section. All right, so under 2.0 and then 2.4, I usually just suggest worrying about this hosting option down here. And really, I just suggest worrying about the website to display and the alternate website. All right, this is actually going to be the website that will display not only on your app when someone tries to click on the Go to My Website link, but it'll also display over on your profile in case anyone ever tries to click on the Visit My Website link on your KW.com profile. All right, so I always tell people you probably don't want this older e-agency site displaying. So in this case, just select the alternate option on here for website to display, and then you can put inside the alternate website down here as well. All right, but when you do put inside that alternate website, make sure you include the HTTP or HTTPS. All right, that's the only way that this will actually save, so make sure you include HTTP or HTTPS. All right, and once that's completed, then we can scroll all the way down the bottom and click that save option down here. All right. Now the final thing to actually view everything would be under 4.0 for Add Listings IDX Search, and then 4.5 for Mobile Property Search. All right, so we'll click on 4.0 and then 4.5, and this is where you can actually view your app info on here too. All right, so once we click on that, if your app info does not pop up, just click the drop-down option on here. All right, and once you click that drop-down option, then you can select your market center name and your app info will pop up immediately. All right, so just to give you a heads up, it'll pop up right away. All right, so below that, we're actually going to have all of our app information. Now, you cannot change this app code or this app URL, unfortunately. This is going to be the same no matter what. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. There's not a way to change this. All right, but with that being said, you can at least start to utilize this immediately. All right, so on here, for instance, we're going to have our mobile URL. Now, I would highly suggest going through and using that. All right, over inside, say for instance, your marketing pieces. I would use it on your email signature. I would use it on your business cards. All right, anywhere possible. All right, I would highly suggest using that. All right, because at the end of the day, this is the easiest way for someone to go through and actually download your mobile app. All right, and if you're trying to download your app directly too, this will help out tremendously. All right, then of course you have your text code on here. If you want to, you can always text that code to the number 87778. So I'm going to add that to our chat section. So that's 87778. All right, and that'll actually send back a text message, which ironically enough will include this mobile URL. All right, and once you do that, then you'll be all good to go. All right. Then, of course, if someone is overzealous and downloads the Keller Williams Realty app directly and just says Keller Williams Realty at the very bottom, all right, then in this case, you can just put inside the agent code and you'll be golden. All right. In fact, you can click the 3 lines typically at the top left. All right. Ask for the agent code. It'll pop up immediately. All right, and then once you do that, all right, you can automatically put inside that agent code to link up right away. All right. Now, of course, you can also right-click on QR code on here too. All right, and then that way they can just scan that QR code to download this immediately. But the biggest thing on here outside of your mobile URL is this service area section. All right, at the very bottom of your app, it's going to have your name from that 1.2 section and then your service area. Now, if you leave this blank, it's going to say your market center city as the service area. Now, more than likely, you probably work inside cities, areas outside of the market center. All right, so in this case, I would highly suggest adding inside a service area on here, whether it's something like serving greater Portland area or something like that. And of course, whenever you click save, this will take about 72 hours for this to update. So I just want to give you a heads up. It's not an immediate change, unfortunately. All right. So completely up to you. I'm not going to change that forward though. So I'll click save on here. All right, and we are golden. All right. So once that's complete, I'm going to X out of this real quick to hop back over to the myKW homepage. Make sure everything is zoomed back out properly. All right, that is just an overview where you can access your app and how you can update it even further. Now, the next thing I would highly suggest taking a look at is obviously your database on here. Well, not obviously, but I would definitely suggest taking a look at your database. All right, the database in this case is going to be your My Contacts section. So if you want to view all your contacts, you can just click on View Contacts on here. All right, or if you click the plus sign, you can add a new contact immediately. All right, so if I click on that plus sign, then click on Add New Contacts on here. All right, you can add inside whatever contact you wish to. All right, now I usually suggest whenever you're first adding in contacts individually, make sure you add yourself as a contact. Because at the end of the day, whenever you're sending out any type of marketing piece, any type of email campaign, I want you on that campaign. I want you on that piece. I want to make sure you know exactly what's being sent out at any time. All right, so in this case, you can add inside the contact's first name. You can add their last name. I remember to add inside a contact, you need a first name, you need a last name, and you need some type of contact. So in this case, I'm going to add inside the email address, which is typically what most people will add inside. All right, but you can add inside an email, a phone number, or a property address. Now you can obviously add more than that if you want to, but if I wanted to, I could just click that save option up here and I'd be good to go. All right, but if I want to add inside phone numbers, I sure can. If I want to add inside a category that I determine, I can do that as well. All right, and this will just basically be for searching purposes inside the database. All right, in addition to that, I can also add inside specific types on here. All right, maybe I want to add inside a different type as to what this contact is. All right, they also have the option of personal contact now too. All right, you can even add inside subtypes on here too, once again, just for categorization purposes or searching inside the database purposes. All right, now over here we did talk about leads previously. All right, under the leads section, obviously we're displaying the My Contacts too, but here's your status, and the first one that pops up is lead. Now if you want to do something outside of a lead, you can also do hot, warm, cold, retry, pending, and sold. All right, so completely up to you as how you want to categorize this. Now I always tell people though, whenever you choose one of these statuses, all right, whatever your idea is for that status. So if you think that someone's hot because they're looking to purchase or sell within the next 3 months, all right, and someone's warm because they're looking to purchase or sell within the next 6 months. All right, whenever you add inside another contact that fits that criteria, make sure you put them in here as the same status. All right, and the reason I say that is because at the end of the day, you can actually add contacts from a status, like bulk add them to different emails or different email campaigns. All right, so it's going to make your life a lot easier when you're just bulk adding contacts. All right, now below that you have nickname, gender, company, job title. All right, then you have birthday and purchase anniversary on here. Now for birthday and purchase anniversary, if you want to send out a marketing piece on someone's birthday, you need to add inside their birthday on here. If you notice, it does not ask for the year, so you can literally select their birthday for this year. So for 2017 or probably 2018, since that's coming up close. All right, now for purchase anniversary, you would want to put inside the actual year on here. All right, there are campaigns that are print and email marketing campaigns that come out once a year on someone's birthday or on their purchase anniversary as kind of a happy birthday or congratulations piece. Now you can add inside notes as well for your contacts, and this will actually give you a date and time stamp as to when you add it inside this note too. So this is quite nifty to utilize. It'll help you out tremendously when trying to keep track of everything. So if you're an organization freak like I am, you'll love this section. All right, when you first add in a contact, you can add one address, and once they're added, you can actually add inside multiple addresses. So just to give you a heads up, you're not bound to just one. All right, but if you want to add inside their home address, their work address, where they're moving to, whatever it might be, you can add that in right here. There is a section for secondary details, so if you want to link up this contact to another person inside the database or just another person in general, you definitely can. Now the question I always get is on secondary contacts, since it now asks for email and phone number, can you just link up, say for instance, a husband and wife or a spouse on here, a significant other? All right, and that way whenever you email this person, so in this case I email Scott, it would email both of them. And the answer is unfortunately no. All right, so you will have to add inside that other contact as their own particular contact. All right, this is just a link up so you know, hey, Scott is married to X, or this is Scott's children, or this is the person that's purchasing or selling with Scott, whatever it might be. All right. Then, of course, you have your information and activity down here. So if you want to look at your time frame, where they might be looking in, what their max budget might be, just for your own information. Now, you can send a welcome email to the contact if you wish to. I usually don't suggest sending it out because it'll give them a password that you can actually use on the eEdge website. And since the Placer site is the main one to use, I would suggest avoiding this because I don't want to cause any confusion. All right, but if you do have groups set up, you can click on the groups option to add them to groups immediately. But I'm going to click save down here so I can save this right away. Now, usually when you save a contact, it'll save successfully and you'll be able to update everything. Mine, on the other hand, says there were errors with the following fields because Scott Leroy already has this email address. So I do this on purpose each class because you can't have exact duplicates. All right, so you can have multiple Scott Leroys inside your database, but you can't have multiple Scott Leroys or multiple contacts with Scott at scottleroymarketing.com. It'll actually highlight it, what is incorrect, and it'll give you a link on here to click on where you need to go to actually view this contact instead. All right, so it won't let you have exact duplicates. All right, so the next thing I would suggest doing on here is hovering over contacts and going to manage groups so you can actually go through and manage all of your different groups and add inside groups to make your life a lot easier. All right, because the more groups that you have, the more organized you are, the easier your campaigns and emails are going to be. All right, so if I click on Manage Groups real quick, and this is where I can set up all of our different groups. Now you can add inside whatever group name you want to, and I'm going to add inside our little chat section the 4 main groups I would highly suggest adding in later on if you have not already. First one is 12 Direct, next one is 33 Touch, 8x8 Seller, and 8x8 Buyer. All right, and those are the main ones I would highly suggest adding inside. All right. All right, so in this case, you can add inside whichever one that you want to. All right, and of course, once you add one inside and click that save option, you'll be all good to go. All right, so that's the good part about this. All right. So when you do add inside groups, you can have as many groups as you want to on here. All right, then the next thing that we'll actually do is hover over contacts up here. All right, and we'll go to all contacts so we can actually view all of our contacts. All right, so let's hover over contacts and go to all contacts on here. All right, so I'm going to hover over contacts, go to all contacts. And once we do that, we can actually view all of our current contacts inside our database. Now you can go through, you can actually view all these different columns up here. Right, so you can actually see the name of the contact, see if there's anything that's due now for them, see what type of contact we have, if we have to have an email or a phone number. Right, if they're in groups on here, if we have them in marketing pieces. Right, we can actually view a bunch of different items on here. You can sort the contacts by a plethora of items, right? Whether it's contacts last activity, by their name, by their budget, by their source, by their type. All right, you can sort them in descending or ascending order as well. All right, or you can even filter out searches for contacts too. All right, so if you happen to have a large database, this will help to filter this out immediately. All right, so if you're looking for a particular email or a particular name or a phone number, or you can even come over here and search by email addresses that are deliverable or that are on campaigns or listing alerts or that are undeliverable or contacts that don't have emails. All right, so there are a bunch of different ways that you can actually search and filter through all of your contacts. Now, in order to add contacts to groups, though, it's pretty simple. All you'll have to do is put a check inside the box to the left-hand side of their name. All right, you can check however many contacts you want to. And when you do that, if you notice right up here, I'm going to uncheck this again so you can see it. All right, if you notice right up here, this is going to change. So once I check on this, now we have bulk update and print labels. All right, so you do have the option to print labels on here. Now, if I click on bulk update, then I can either edit the records or I can send the contacts to the trash or bulk delete contacts. So in this case, I obviously want to edit the records. And when I click on continue, all right, then I can go through over here. I can update the groups for the campaigns. I can update the categories, the company, the status, or even the history notes. All right, so in this case, if I click on groups or campaigns, I can add to groups, I can remove to groups, I can add to campaigns or remove from campaigns as well, whatever I prefer. All right, so if I want to bulk add these contacts to groups, then I can click add to groups. I can add them to whatever groups I want to, and I can click update now to add them immediately. All right, so it's completely up to you in this case as to how you want to go through and organize everything. But having your contacts in groups is going to save you so much time. There you go. All right, so one of the biggest things I always suggest is play around with this, because playing around with your database, going through, organizing everything over the weekend, all right, it'll help out tremendously. And if you happen to have a CSV file that you need help importing, let us know, because we can import that for free for you. All right, now before we move on, I always like to talk about what we're seeing up here inside the eEdge back office. All right, so the dashboard section is actually going to be your My Leads section. All right, the Contacts section is going to be your My Contacts. My Listings and Create Marketing is going to be your My Marketing section. All right, and then right up here, this little envelope, kind of mailing envelope, is going to be your My Email section. Now, the reason I like to talk about that is because on the eEdge control panel on the myKW homepage, My Contacts, My Leads, My Marketing, and My Email will all go back to the same location. So if you click on My Email, but you meant to go to My Contacts, you don't need to go back to the myKW homepage. All right, you're right back there. You can just click on any of these options to get there. All right, so I just want to give you a heads up on that. Now, speaking of all of your marketing pieces, before you actually start your marketing pieces, it would be very wise to go through and make sure that everything is set up to auto-populate properly. All right, so if you ever click on Hi Your Name up here at the top right, all right, it might have your picture too. All right, then you can select My Account. All right, and once you click on My Account, that'll allow you to update just about everything that'll auto-populate for you. All right, so just about everything on here. All right, so once we do that, then you can click the Edit option up here at the top left, so you can actually go through and edit everything immediately. All right, so once I click on Edit on here, all right, then anything that pops up with a little rectangle, we can actually go through and edit right away. All right, so whether we want to edit our name that displays on all the marketing pieces, we can edit our title, we can edit our license number, our designation. All right, you don't need to worry about the login, all right, but we can edit our phone numbers. All right, you can put inside your business email as your external email address, and I'd highly suggest putting inside your business email address on here. All right, because then underneath that, your external email, you can actually select the marketing reply to email, and you can choose either your eEdge email, all right, or your external email. All right, either one works perfect. All right, so in this case, I always suggest using your external email, because then on your marketing pieces, it will automatically display your business email that you put as the external one. All right, and since it's the marketing reply to email, whenever someone replies back to any of your marketing pieces, it'll go to that email address instead. All right, so that's why I highly suggest using that. All right, then of course you can also put inside your marketing website on here as well. All right, we can scroll down, you can add inside your office address, and then you can even add inside your app URL. All right, because on each marketing piece that's sent out via email, there's usually a link that'll actually give them the option to download your app. All right, now whenever you change any of this stuff and you click Save, it'll automatically update all of your marketing pieces, all right, that need to have information auto-populated. So that's the cool part. All of your marketing pieces will typically auto-populate for you. All right, at the very bottom down here, you can actually view your images as well. All right, this is going to be for your eEdge website. So if you do want to populate your eEdge website, you can add inside your headshot on here. All right, this is going to be for your marketing piece. So whenever you actually send out any marketing pieces, it's the headshot that'll display. All right, and then this is going to be your marketing logo. You can add inside whatever logo you want to on here, or of course you can always just leave it blank. All right, but do not put inside a generic KW logo. All right, that's one thing I always tell people: don't put inside a generic KW logo, because at the end of the day, you're already going to have a generic KW logo on your marketing pieces. All right. So the last thing I want to show you guys real quick is this marketing center section, or your create marketing section, that's available right underneath create marketing. So the first thing we're going to see is the marketing center. Now this is where you can actually find a culmination of all of your different marketing pieces that you can send out, all right, 24/7. All right, so this is going to include all of your marketing templates. It's going to include your email and print options. All right, it's going to include your campaigns, your one-off pieces. All right, so it's going to have everything that you'll need. So as you can see, Marketing Center, keep in touch with customizable marketing templates and campaigns. All right, on the left-hand side on here, we have our monthly newsletter. All right, so that's something that'll come out from Market Leader or from eEdge directly each month. All right, it'll constantly go on, so you'll never have to change it. All right, you have your campaigns as well. All right, so in this case, if you want to view all your campaigns that you've created, you're definitely more than welcome to. All right, you're going to have your designs, so all the previous designs that you've set up will be available down here as well. All right, you can view any images you may have uploaded or any mailing list in case you're sending out any type of print mailing. Now below that, you'll also happen to have the design library where you can view all of your campaigns, you can view all of your email marketing pieces, or your print marketing pieces. Now remember, for email marketing, you can send out 5,000 emails a month. All right, 5,000 emails a month, typically 2,000 emails at a time. So if you're sending out one piece, you can usually only send it out to 2,000 people at a time. And for print marketing, you can order printing, all right, or of course you can always download the print option as a PDF if you want to print it yourself. All right, now under the My Campaign section under Create Marketing, this is where you can actually view all of your current campaigns, or you can create new campaigns too. All right, so on here you can actually view all of your campaigns that are currently active, paused, or completed. So the active ones will display first. As you can see, we have a monthly newsletter that's active. Now this will be active for everyone. So if you look on here and you notice that yours is active, don't worry about it. All right, just take a look and see if there are any contacts inside that campaign. All right, if there are contacts on here, then that means that it is going to start sending out. All right, if there are 0 contacts on there, all right, nothing will send out. All right, she does happen to have another active campaign on here, an 8x8 buyer campaign with 1 contact on it, and then a plethora of pause campaigns too. All right, but you can see how many groups are currently on those campaigns. You can see how many emails are set to come out, how many direct mail pieces are set to come out, and that's obviously where you'd have to pay for something, or how many activities you might need to do as well. Now the cool part is once these campaigns end, you can actually add them to another campaign, all right, any campaign that's active or paused. All right, so whenever that campaign completes, then you can automatically add that contact to another campaign. All right, and then you can even view the performance of each piece or the entire campaign as well. All right, so just to give you a heads up. Now, in order to create a campaign, it's pretty simple. You'll just click the Add New Campaign option at the top right up here. All right, and once you do that, then all of your campaigns will pop up. So this is just the regular eEdge account. There's 62 different campaigns that are available. All right, you can obviously search by the campaign name if you happen to know what you're looking for. All right, whether it's a 12 direct, which is typically 12 pieces the entire year, or basically 1 piece each month for 12 months straight. All right, a 33 touch, which usually starts April, all right, the first week of April, but it's 33 contacts the entire year. All right, or an 8x8, which is usually 8 contacts in 8 weeks. All right, so with that being said on here, you can search by the campaign title. You can obviously scroll up and down to view all of them as well. You can search by collections, depending on what you might be looking for, whether it's buyers, sellers, or sphere of influence. All right, or by delivery schedule. All right, whether you're looking for a birthday or anniversary campaign, or an interval or date. Now, a date campaign, you'll know the exact date that these pieces are coming out on. All right, in an interval, you're going to know the interval between the pieces. All right, so whether they're coming out every 7 days, every 10 days, every 20 days, all right, whatever it might be. All right, and of course, if you want to start from scratch and you just want to start with an interval or date campaign and add inside your own templates from the platform, there is a Create Custom Campaign option at the very bottom down here where you can start a date or interval campaign from scratch. Now, of course, you can always view all these campaigns and see what the campaign's about. You can see what type it is. This is a date campaign, 12 email steps, 0 direct mail steps, 1 activity step. We can actually view down here the different steps that are going to come out in case you want to take a look at all of them too. Now remember, if you ever do view them, this will automatically populate with your information that's updated in that My Account section. All right, so if you ever want that changed, this is where it'll automatically populate from. All right, but of course, if you ever want to, you can always click the Choose This Template option. All right, so that way you can set this up immediately. All right, so in this case, we're going to have 4 steps. We'll have step 1, where you can actually change the name of the campaign in case you just want to change it all together. All right, we'll have step 2, where you can actually view all the pieces that are coming out. So you can change the email subject that'll come out. You can change the piece in general. You can change the time it comes out. Or you can delete certain pieces, add certain pieces. You'll have complete customization. All right, then of course you can actually add or remove contacts as well. Now this is where I was telling you that adding groups or having your contacts in groups will help out tremendously. All right, because with that being said on here, you can actually add over particular groups if you'd like to. So since this is a 12 direct, if I wanted to add my 12 direct group on here, 4 contacts, I could click add and then those contacts would automatically be added in. Now a cool new feature is whenever you add a contact to this 12 direct group, since that 12 direct group is now active on this 12 direct, all right, then once I add a new contact, maybe 2 weeks from now to that same 12 direct group, they'll automatically be added to this campaign because I have that group active on this campaign. All right, so now you don't have to go through and add them to a group and then add them as well to a campaign. You can just add them to the group and they'll automatically show up if you've added the group to this campaign. All right, or of course you can also search by contacts on here too. So you can actually see all contacts that are available for you to add over. All right, they'll usually display in alphabetical order by first name. All right, these people on here don't have a first name for some reason. All right, but if you scroll down and you're in yours, you'll actually be able to see how they're in alphabetical order by first name. Now you can just click the add button individually if you want to, all right, where you can search by the name or email, all right, or you can even search by the status to bulk add them by the status too. All right, so that's all options that are available on here. All right, and once you click Save Changes, it'll save that immediately. And then the final thing is just review and activate it, so that way you can make sure that this is active and good to go. All right, so that's just kind of the campaigns in a nutshell. And the final thing, because I know we're past our time, that I want to show you guys is the My Designs section. All right, so under My Designs on here, all right, this is where you can actually view all of your previously saved designs. All right, or of course, you can actually click on Design Library up here at the top left, and you can view all of your different pieces that are currently available for you to use. All right, all the different templates that are available. Now, with that being said on here, if you're looking at this, like these first 2 items, for instance, if you see one that says email, that means it's going to be an email piece that you can actually send out, and remember, 5,000 emails a month. All right, if you see something that says postcard or flyer, that means it's going to be a postcard or a flyer type piece that is available for you to print as a PDF. All right, or of course you can order printing as well. All right, so you have those 2 options that are available for you. Now you can also go through and you can search by keywords if you're looking for something like just sold, just listed, different items like that. All right, you can actually do listing enabled pieces only if you just want to look for listing pieces. All right, you can actually search by the type that you're looking for, whether it's an email piece, a postcard, a flyer, a greeting card, or even a listing and buyer presentation in the guide section. All right, you can search by collections too, or you can just click the search option whenever you are searching for something. All right, but whenever you click on any of these pieces, then you can actually get an idea as to what the piece will look like. You can personalize it even further, or if you're feeling lucky, you can just go ahead and compose that email, all right, and your information will auto-populate on here immediately. All right. Now remember, whenever you actually do save this, that'll display for you to use later on under the My Design section. All right, so that's just an overview as to where you can find all of that. Now, in case you ever want to access the My Marketing section, you can always click the plus sign of My Marketing in this EH control panel and go to Create Marketing Materials to get to that Marketing Center that we were on a second ago, or Manage and Create Campaigns if you want to get to the Campaign section too. And there you go. All right, so that is the end of the myKW Academy 101 1-hour class.